career goals, your work experience, and financial situation. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the unscripted conversations. And today we're just going to go ahead and just quickly pin down a few points and speak about when is it the right time to start your master's program. Someone has asked me, and I have a few friends also asking me. So I thought this is probably the right video to make at this right moment. So yes, let's just get into it. I think firstly you need to understand where your career goals are at. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, or where do you see yourself in a couple of years? What do you want to be doing? Where are you currently in terms of professionally, personally, in terms of your career? Like, what do you want to be doing, and so on. So if you're a student, I would say if you're a student, you should probably think about what your next steps are. Do you want to go into a master's program right away, or no? Do you want to see if your undergrad experience or your whatever you've done right now, if you really like that, right? So for freshers, I would say my personal recommendation, because that's what I followed, is that you work for 3 years, and then you kind of gauge as to what type of field of work you like, or is it something that you want to pursue, the same thing that you studied in your undergrad? Is it something that you want to pursue, or is that something that's not really of interest to you? So if that's not of something of interest to you, then you can just stop it and be like, right, let's try something else, and then do a master's program to kind of reflect what your interests are. And if you're already in your career path of in a role that's boring or mundane, I'd say think about what your plans are and what roles would fit you. And then if you want to upskill yourself, look at the trends online, in terms of what the market requires, and then see what's tickling your fancy, and then think about what you want to do next, and then kind of apply for roles and see what universities are going to pick you, and then you'll be able to make some decisions along the way. So have pros and cons that you've listed down, and so on. So I would say before making those big commitments, also understand in terms of personal matters, how are you doing financially, how are you going to fund the program, how are you going to take care of the living expenses if you're going to travel outside your current country, or you're traveling abroad, or can you get some scholarships, can you apply for some examinations that you do, like for example, for an MBA program, I think you have GMAT, you have CAT, so you have all these aptitude examinations that you can write for scholarship, to apply for scholarships, and so on. So look into all those details. So just do like a passive research on just trying to understand and gauge what an MBA or what a master's program requires you to do. I did an MBA because I did an engineering degree, and then I knew that I didn't want to go into the core mechanical engineering field, and wanted to always stay in the processor side. So what I ended up doing was going into a business that kind of that I can actually work with in terms of a startup, but we're just doing different things at different times, and then found my way into the sales and marketing and business development, and then now I own my company. So it's a different trajectory. So when I did my master's, it was kind of to give me that overall insight and overall understanding of how businesses work, how what are the intricacies, what are the nuances, and so on. And then it's now given me an engineering process perspective and a master's program, putting together like business and a process oriented skill set. You put that together, and it's like a formidable combination. So now I have an all-round perspective of what I want to do in my future, if I'm building companies, if I want to work for an organization, or do I want to go into consulting, just those ideas start coming into your head. So evaluate these options, and really think these things through before going ahead and applying. And also think about where you want to apply to, which country you want to apply to, which university you want to apply to, because that really sums up a lot of your learning curve, right? Because when I applied, I wanted to be in a place where there's a startup ecosystem. So I applied to Bristol, the UK, and because there were a lot of startups, you get to interact with a lot of people. You get to interact with and network with people there. You have a lot of accelerator programs in and around that city. So that's how I ended up starting my business. So these things really, all these small things that you don't think of actually add up. So I thought through this process, and I had everything listed down as to why I'm applying to that country, why I'm applying to that city. So I applied. There's another video you can go and watch, which really breaks down why I applied to Bristol or why I applied to the university that I did, right? But apart from that, look at the industry trends and opportunities that you, in terms of timings and in terms of travel opportunities as well. What if for example you did that master's program, what opportunities are you getting after that? So look at the options. If you are a person who likes to travel a lot, then look at, okay, which other countries are valuing this role, and this will give you an all-round perspective of just understanding the master's program, but at the same time understanding what you really want to get out of the master's program, right? And please don't forget to hit that like button. Please subscribe as well. It really helps us. You guys know the YouTube algorithm. You've seen many and plenty videos, so please do whatever you can to support my channel. Yeah, and if there's any questions, please do pop it in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer it in the next video, or I'm happy to even you guys can hit me up on Instagram or LinkedIn, and we can have a chat. Yes, and I think the two main points that I want to focus, two or three main points that I want to focus on is your career goals, your work experience, and financial situation. So these are the three things that you really need to take into consideration when going to for your master's program. So make that as your a standard, list how much you can spend, and because you don't want to be going into something that's going to take you overly massively in debt, right? And then you figure out, oh no, how am I going to pay this, right? So yeah, just think about all those things, and then also evaluate where you're going and which country you're going and what are the reasons. Because that really would sum up. Because when I chose my MBA program, I chose it because I wanted to be done within a year. So I chose the UK, and then in the UK I chose Bristol because of the startup culture there. That's pretty much that's how I summed it up. But if you want to go ahead, check out the other YouTube video, and you'll get a more clear insight into that. Thanks for listening, guys, and I hope to see you in the next one. And if there's anything that you want to speak about, or even just have ideas to be thrown about, don't forget to hit me up on LinkedIn or on Instagram. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.